Elias was a master weaver, renowned for crafting the finest tapestries in the land. His hands moved with precision, threading tales of beauty into every cloth. The town's governor, a wealthy and discerning man, relied on Elias for every grand commission, be it a banner for a festival or a gift for a visiting noble. Because of this, Elias held a special place in the governor's favor, much to the envy of the other artisans in town. One sunny afternoon, as the marketplace buzzed with activity, the governor approached Elias with a furrowed brow. "Governor, Elias, you are a genius with a loom. No one can deny that. But your daughter, Lila, she perplexes me. I fear she lacks the sharpness you possess." Elias bristled at this. His pride stung. He straightened his back and faced the governor. "Elias, my lord, why do you say such a thing? What has my Lila done to earn this judgment?" "Governor, every morning, when I walk through the market to greet the townsfolk, your daughter is there at her little stall. I stop by each day and ask her a simple question. Which is more precious, silk or wool? And every single time, Lila answers wool. Wool, Elias. When everyone knows silk is the treasure of fabrics." A crowd of onlookers, merchants, tailors, and curious passers-by, burst into laughter. Elias felt a flush of embarrassment creep up his neck. Without a word, he bowed stiffly to the governor and hurried home, the mocking chuckles echoing in his ears. That evening, as the glow of the hearth flickered across the room, Elias sat his daughter down. "Elias, Lila, tell me plainly, which is more precious, silk or wool?" "Lila. Father, silk, of course," she replied without missing a beat, her eyes bright with certainty. "Elias, then why, child, do you tell the governor every day that wool is more precious? Today, the entire market laughed at us. They think you're a fool, and I bore their scorn because of it." Lila smiled gently and took her father's hand. She led him to a corner of their modest home, where a wooden chest sat beneath a woven blanket. With a soft creak, she lifted the lid, revealing a trove of copper coins that glinted in the firelight. Elias's eyes widened in astonishment. "Elias, Lila, where did all these coins come from?" "Lila, every morning, the governor comes to my stall in the market. He holds out 2 bundles, one of shimmering silk and one of sturdy wool, and asks me to choose the more precious one to sell him. I always pick the wool. He laughs, calls me clever in his own way, and buys the wool bundle with a copper coin. Then he walks off, amused, leaving the silk behind for me to sell at full price." "Elias, but why, Lila? Why not choose the silk and prove your wisdom to him?" "Lila, because, father, the moment I choose the silk and give him the right answer, he'll stop coming to my stall. This little game of his, he enjoys it. He likes thinking I'm a simple girl who doesn't know silk's worth. And every day he plays it, I earn a copper coin for the wool, plus I keep the silk to sell to wealthy buyers later. Look at this chest. It's full because I've let him underestimate me. One day of silk might earn me a silver coin, but these daily coppers have built us a fortune." Elias stared at the chest, then at his daughter, his heart swelling with pride. He realized that Lila's quiet cunning was a brilliance all her own, a wisdom that didn't shout, but shimmered beneath the surface, like threads in a well-woven cloth. From then on, whenever the townsfolk snickered about Lila's foolish choice, Elias would simply smile and walk away, knowing the truth they couldn't see. As the seasons turned, the other artisans who envied Elias began to falter. They chased after silk commissions, seeking quick riches, but their haste left them with uneven work and dwindling customers. Meanwhile, Lila's stall thrived. Her steady earnings from the governor's wool purchases, combined with the silk she sold to discerning buyers, made her a quiet success. Word of her kindness spread too. She often gave scraps of wool to the town's poorer families, earning their loyalty and gratitude. One crisp morning, the governor arrived at Lila's stall as usual, his usual grin in place. But this time, he carried only a single bundle, a luxurious swath of silk. He held it out to her. "Governor, today I've brought only silk. Tell me, is this more precious than wool?" The market hushed, eyes fixed on the girl they'd once mocked. Lila met the governor's gaze with calm resolve. "Lila, my lord, silk is indeed precious, and I'd be glad to sell it to you, at its full price, of course. But I've learned that value isn't just in the material. It's in the choices we make every day. Wool has served me well, not because it shines, but because it's steady. I'll take your silk today, but I'll never forget what wool has taught me. Governor. Well said, Lila. You've surprised me yet again. The governor handed her a silver coin, far more than his usual copper, and walked away, chuckling. The crowd murmured in awe, finally seeing the depth beneath Lila's simple exterior. From that day, she was no longer the foolish girl, but a quiet legend in the town, a weaver's daughter who wove not just cloth, but a life of purpose and prosperity.